Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve the Breach coming to you here today. I'm driving over to pick my kids up from school. I'll admit it, hands up, I was wrong. I honestly thought that Solo Sikoa against Roman Reigns was going to be going down on the Saturday night's main event when they had one match left to be filled on the card. I forgot about the women's United States Championship tournament that was going down. I was like, hey, it's going to be a 2-hour show. They don't have enough matches. I think this is the one that they're going to name. And I was wrong. Netflix. First Netflix show for Monday Night Raw. Going to be another big, huge banger show. I thought that Saturday night's main event took the place of a December pay-per-view. I thought that it honestly held its own from beginning to end. It was a really good show with a lot of good matches that I think a lot of people really wanted to see. Plus the eyes that were on it because of the fact it was on NBC. Didn't really hear any of the negative talk about ratings. I actually didn't hear anything about ratings. So I think that's basically awesome. They're going to run this back and that's just going to be really, really good. But, you know, we've already got 2 big matches named for the Netflix debut. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. You know, the Battle of the Tribal Chiefs. It's got some name. Tribal Warfare, I think is what it's called. Honestly, in my opinion, I was kind of like right away. I thought that it was cool that Roman Reigns' group of the Bloodline won War Games. But the story at the end of War Games right away was that Roman Reigns didn't have the Ulafala. I'll tell you the truth. I wasn't watching wrestling at all around the time that Roman Reigns came back at SummerSlam, partnered with Paul Heyman. I watched SummerSlam. I watched Payback. I don't know where the Ulafala and him calling himself the Tribal Chief came into play, whether if it was the Hell in the Cell when him and Jey Uso were going at it. At the time, because I wasn't watching wrestling and I would see the things on Twitter, I was like, they made Jey Uso a main event guy. I guess I was just really you know, making fun of wrestling that I really didn't have time to watch or I care about. But now you see how much that match and how much that feud mattered to this Bloodline storyline. I wish I would have seen it. I don't know where the Ulafala came to play from, if it was handed down from the High Chief Peter Maivia, if it was like something from the Islanders, but the thing matters. I think a lot of people are complaining about that they're treating the Ulafala like it's a championship, like it's you know, Cody Rhodes' belt or something like that. I grew up in the glory days of the WWF, where basically the $1 Million Man couldn't win the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 4, so he just went and made his own $1 Million title, and we treated that thing like it was a belt. I think we can treat Roman Reigns' necklace like it really means something. I remember Monday Night Raw when Bret the Hitman Hart was fighting the Pirate because Pierre Ouliette stole his leather jacket, and that was something that I cared about. Doink stole Macho Man. No, not Doink. I apologize. The Repo Man stole Macho Man's hat. And I watched the next week because of it. If this is an end-all, be-all match, I understand the Bloodline will always hate the Bloodline. But if they can do where one group goes to Raw, one group goes to SmackDown, and they can run ruckshot over all of that, I'm all for it. I think that they could have 2 different groups on 2 different shows, and I would be all for it. But Roman Reigns needs to get his Ulafala back. And another thing that comes out of this, I will say that honestly, I am a Solo Sikoa fan. I appreciate the guy. I liked him when he was in NXT, and then all of a sudden he just gave up the North American Championship and then went and hung out with Roman Reigns and then never really wrestled at all. And then all of a sudden, after WrestleMania, you know, Solo crowns himself the Tribal Chief. We never saw him wrestle any, you know, jobber matches. We never saw him, you know, have like in sort of enhancement matches to put it up. I don't even know if I've seen Solo Sikoa win a match since NXT. Like, straight up. That's just honestly the way that it is. I root for the guy. I like him. I throw the ones up for him. But, I don't know. I think that's the one reason why a lot of people think that this Bloodline storyline is just going on too long. They didn't give Solo a string of wins before he went to SummerSlam and he faced Cody Rhodes in the main event. And he lost. And then he came back and he lost. And he lost. He won that tag match at Crown Jewel. He won that one. But I mean, that's like the biggest win since the dude's been in NXT. He doesn't have any other wins. So that's the one thing I'm negative about, I guess you can say. Rollins versus Punk is going to be electric. I was kind of hoping for that match to be at WrestleMania. That's kind of a match that they could have, put off till then. Those guys are always going to hate each other. They're always going to be kind of intertwined in what they're doing. They're always going to be seeing each other backstage. And you could always play that they're both baby faces that just don't like each other. So you could have kept having them kind of team up, but face off at the same time. I think that could have been prolonged till WrestleMania, but they need something big. They need something huge. They're going to Netflix. It's going to be huge numbers. It's going to be big eyes yet once again, because in this world, who's complaining about Raw on Netflix? If you're a wrestling fan, everybody has Netflix. I mean, Netflix was just basically mailed out to everybody in the United States. It was like, here you go. And all of us signed up. I think every single person in America has had Netflix once or the other. If you don't have Netflix at this point, it's because you don't want to have it. I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense to me. But Roman versus Solo, no doubt in my mind, Roman's getting this win. I'm hoping it's the end all be all, and they go their separate directions. They got a lot of single stars, Jey Uso, former Intercontinental Champion. Hopefully he'll be getting his way, towards the main event sooner than later. But yeah, we'll see what's going down. Peace out.